Yes, it's finally happening, guys. Bitcoin is trying to break here in direction of $40,000, and I will show you a chart that has never failed us, and never ever has somebody on YouTube shown you a chart in that specific way for Bitcoin. And we also talk about our altcoin trades that I have given you, because some of them are already exploding. So make sure that you are sticking around here. Make sure that also you are subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on this really important content that I'm going to share with you. So now let's directly jump into it. So first of all, let's talk about the Ethereum trade here on BYBIT. The link is in the pinned comment below and in the description if you need an account there. I told you guys yesterday, if we go above $2,060, I'm going into Ethereum and open a position. So this position is now already almost 22% in the profit, $4,300, and I expect Ethereum to move here higher. So why did I take the position? I explained already yesterday. Here you can see that around my entry level here, there was resistance, and when it got broken, we broke above it, then retested it here multiple times, and then we were off to the upside. So I knew that is the most likely outcome once we start breaking above $2,060, and that's why I have opened a position there, and I hope that you guys also were able to catch that specific trade. And before you ask me in my Telegram group or on Discord if it's too late to enter, yes, I would not enter here anymore, because we are like in the middle between our entry and the potential target of $2,140. So that's why don't enter, even though you see I have a take profit of $3,000. That's just in case that I get super lucky and it just makes boom one time to the upside, and then I just want to knife catch wherever it's going to, you know. So if it goes to 2,500, I click market sell and hope that I get like at 2,400-ish, something like this out, you know. So it's just for that reason. So otherwise, if I see we get like 2,140, 2,160, most likely I'm going either to set a stop loss or to close that trade. As you see, I have right now no stop loss here. So now let's talk about quick funding rates. Funding rates are still overall quite bullish for me. They are still neutral to slightly negative, which is absolutely fine. So that means there's still a lot more room to go to the upside here for Bitcoin and the altcoins. And here I want to show you here straight at the beginning one chart that I've prepared today that nobody else, also not in a different variation, has ever shown you. So, and that is the USDT dominance chart in comparison with the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart is here the white line that you see here, and you see down here the USDT dominance. And here I want to show you something. I want you to pay attention to that, because that is maybe the most important chart that you have to look at for the time being. Every time when the USDT dominance, as you can see here, started to go into a downtrend, as you can see here, Bitcoin started a bull run to the upside. And once we topped out, like here, the USD dominance broke out of that downtrend here to the upside. You see here's like a downward sloping resistance line holding the USD dominance down, and then at some point this line gets broken like here, and then it starts rising again. And that was always, when this line was broken, coincidentally then the top for Bitcoin, and we started dropping. And then once we got another sharp drop, the next run to the upside started. As you can see here, sharp drop, downwards trend line gets broken, we got a top and started going down again. So now you ask yourself, why do I show you past price action historical data? Because we're at a really important point now where we are repeating this whole process all over again. So you see, you have to pay attention. So every time we get a sharp drop, the USDT dominance basically goes into a downtrend. So we got now here a sharp drop, and we are starting to create a downtrend. And that is then potentially here the start of the bull run. So I cannot see here right now what kind of price that is. I had to guess. So if I had to guess, that is like $25,000. So here around $25,000 was the beginning of the bull run. So if I had to guess what kind of price action that is down here. So, and from there onwards, we start slowly to go up. So of course we are not like 100% in a bull run yet, but this is the starting signal that we are getting now into a massive bull run, and hence the title, it's happening right now. So now when we go into shorter timeframes here, so we see we got a first fake out above $38,000. We still have not taken out that high here. I want this high to be taken out and create a higher high, because that would confirm that we potentially now are on the way to $40,000. But of course, this is also already beautiful to see here, because we have a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern here now playing out on this 1 hourly chart. So if I draw here a line like this, so you see we are about, we are just starting to break above that. So if you want to take a Bitcoin trade, that might be the next one if you have not taken the ones that I gave you in the last 2 days, with a target here of $39,835 to the upside. But pay attention when the Bitcoin price gets close to this upward sloping resistance line here, because here is massive resistance at $38,250 approximately. So even though if you enter here right now a trade, pay attention to like $500 higher what's happening, and I would potentially set my stop loss to the entry level once we are getting all the way up here. I would be watching what's going to happen if we break it and continue higher, or if we get rejected and roll over and come lower here again before we then go to the upside. So we are rather safe than sorry in that scenario, and we just try again when we see then another break attempt here to the upside. But for now, it looks good. I'm actually also now fumbling if I should open a Bitcoin position. Should I do it, guys? Should I not? I will keep watching it a little bit more. So here, until the video comes out, this 1 hourly candle is most likely closed. So I'm gonna wait for that to get more confirmation. So here on the daily chart, we are also finally above $37,400. That stupid resistance area that has held us down for so long. It looks like that we finally broke it as we are moving here now into higher price levels. And you see here we are not far away from taking out that high here. So we are $400 away to take that out. Once that is taken out, it's blue skies to the upside, more or less, to $40,000. And there I definitely gonna open a long position. So once we're taking out this high, there I'm going to open a long position. So I hope that you are already in one around $37,400. As I mentioned yesterday, $37,400, $500. There I would enter a position all the way up, even $600. So if you're in it already, congratulations, you are in a slight profit already. And you can see here the indicators are all setting up for a massive run here. Everything is pointing to the upside. The MACD, the sell volume is vanishing and getting ready for a bullish crossover for a buy signal to the upside. The price action is going here still up in this uptrend. So there is no bearishness in the chart again whatsoever. I'm telling you guys that for almost a week now, that there is no bearishness in the Bitcoin price action, no matter what Bitcoin did the last 7 days. Even with here these massive fakeouts to the downside, the structure was still the same. The structure did not change. It was a bullish structure overall. The last, I don't know, 2 weeks already, something like that. So, and here now finally we are so close to get our pump to $40,000. So if you want to make money, you should definitely pay attention. Then here also on this daily chart, we have here this fractal. As you can see, we are following to the T here this fractal. So we could still see here a small pullback before we get here the pump, but I believe that we are actually here in this candle right now. So we don't have to repeat these fractures one-to-one, exactly candle for candle. So from what I'm seeing in the charts, I believe that we are here in that section, and there's just this push missing into $42,000 approximately. So of course we can go higher than that. That would not invalidate this fractal. It would only invalidate if we actually start pumping here way higher into like 48 or something, start consolidating here for like a week, you know. So before we then get this massive move to the downside, then we would have partially completed that fractal until like, here, which is fine for me, so I don't really care if we start consolidating here before we go down, so I would actually like to see that. It would actually also make sense if that whole thing here would be the first part of a head and shoulders pattern, because look at it, so here that could be the left shoulder, then we go up, consolidate, create a double top, and then come down, get a bounce up. Here, right shoulder, boom, big move to the downside like this. There you go, around $25,000. So it's possible. I can imagine that this is going to happen and playing out like that. So that is one scenario. Of course, it's really, really in an early stage right now to say that might be a head and shoulders pattern. I gonna admit it, it's guessing, so, but if I had to make like a really tough guess, I would guess that that is a potential scenario that we are looking at here over the next couple of days for Bitcoin. So also, these are these nuances that I sometimes see in the charts where nobody is thinking about, so you have to, if you want to keep an edge in the market, you have to think about scenarios that other people potentially not thinking about, because they are just following like the next candle, so I'm not doing that, so I think 3, 4, 5, 10 steps ahead, what could potentially be the next outcome for the Bitcoin price action. And that's why I'm looking at stuff like that. And you should do this too, because if you do that, you will gain an edge in the market because you're prepared for any scenario that might be happening. And that's how you can make a lot of money. Then when we are going here to the 4-hourly chart, to our liquidation levels, we see here right now a breakout above this horizontal line here, and a breakout out of that ascending triangle that we were forming. When it comes to liquidation levels, guys, I preached that for a couple of days already. Upwards liquidity to be taken out was always more favorable than going here to take out downside liquidity, because it's way easier to push the price up than to push the price down, especially with the density of short liquidations just above us. So we have already dipped into it here a little bit, but I still believe that we are going to take out everything that we are seeing here. Everything. So, and if we really go all the way up to $42,060, we will actually spike higher than that. Once that is taken out, there's no reason to basically tap that and roll over. Most likely what's going to happen is people will FOMO in here at this level, and then retail is keep pushing it to the upside, to wherever it's going to stop, 44,000, 46, 48, who knows, so, but once we break above $42,000, we will see continuation to the upside. Of course, if we stop before 42,000, then most likely not. Then wherever we're going to stop, 41,500, 41,800, that might be then the local top for the time being, and we start the correction. But if we break over 42,060, we will definitely see continuation to the upside. Here also on this 4-hourly chart here, that was yesterday, one of the entries that I've given you at $37,400. Like I said, if you're in that, congratulations. Also here again, if we fail to break this high point and we roll over and maybe come back into that support resistance flip zone here, that is another unique long opportunity, and potentially the last opportunity to load up on Bitcoin or get a long position before we are breaking higher, unless you want to take a long position like me, who is late to the party, when we are breaking that high at $38,180. Here on the weekly chart, because we're going now into the weekend, we finally see that playing out, what I was telling you guys at the beginning of the week, which I would like to see, and that is that we are getting a green candle, so that this candle flips green. We finally have it. Now the only thing that I would like to see is that we are breaking at $38,000, because then we are out of that critical resistance area, and we can directly snap here to our next resistance and supply zone of 42,150, 43,573 on the weekly chart. So that will be the next area of interest, where we will definitely encounter some resistance before we break it. So there's also a possibility, we have seen that in the past, that we're just blasting through that. but I'm not seeing that right now. Even if we would do that, most likely we would get a fake out, we would get a nice candle, we come back down, then consolidate maybe within that zone or slightly under it, then come one more time up, maybe then consolidate for the last final leg, turn around, and then end of story for this year. So, but that's absolutely fine. So, and while we are in the process of seeing this unfolding, altcoins will of course also have a massive run. That's why we're going to talk now about some altcoins just after you have signed up on BYBIT and claim a $30,000 bonus. Guys, remember, only with this link down here you can claim a bonus like that. And also on BitGet, $30,000 plus 20% on your initial deposit. But the 20% that you get extra is only for trading purposes, guys. So also use that specific link here. And for my friends in the US, don't forget, you can sign up on Phemex, but you have to do something to be able to sign up there. I'm not going to say it. You know what to do if you want to trade on an exchange. If you're in the US, then use that specific link here for Phemex. Let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance is continuously dropping here to the downside. As I also explained it yesterday, that this is the most likely outcome, what I'm going to see here, closer in direction of 52.2%. And once we're breaking that level, then we start another small altcoin season, because we're going to drop here another percent to the downside and potentially even all the way down to like 50%, while Bitcoin is going to the upside. Of course, if Bitcoin is breaking $40,000 in like a $1,000 or $2,000 1 hourly candle, then the dominance will also break it to the upside. So I also want to point that out, but it will most likely get stopped here at 53.43%. Roll over, go lower from here. The total market cap is also finally at $1.4 trillion. That's also what I would like to see for this week, that we close above $1.4 trillion. So that means, of course, some altcoins are running right now. I'm going to show you some of them in a moment. So here, what I would like to see for the next 2-3 weeks is that we get closer to the $1.6 trillion level, because as I mentioned so many times already, once we're above here, we are in altcoin season territory, and we will see then massive gains across the board. It will be again like that you can throw blindly money at any coin and you will just make money as long as you are longing and not shorting, you know. So I want to make that clear, you know, you need to be longing, not shorting once we're above that area. So let's talk about quick here Ethereum. Ethereum got already close to touch our resistance at $2,140, got rejected here, actually a little bit higher than the prior high, the same as Bitcoin basically. Yeah, you know, I opened a long position down here, exactly as I told you guys, here 2 Ethereum in a profit right now. So let me go back here. As long as we are staying here above that upward sloping support line and the above hanging resistance line, we are good, because the more the price action gets squeezed in here, the more likely it is that we actually break here to the upside. Also, we are above the VPVR, which is really important, the longest area of interest here on the VPVR. That should be also acting as support on our way down. And then we get here a bounce and continue most likely to the upside. Here also something else. I believe on the way down for Bitcoin, Ethereum will not drop as much as Bitcoin. I could imagine that Ethereum going to stop around $1,900, in the worst case $1,800, while Bitcoin will drop to like $25,000, $28,000, $29,000. So it's highly likely that Ethereum will not drop as much as Bitcoin and gets stopped just slightly under $2,000, or actually here from that volume area. But it also depends on how high Ethereum goes. So if Ethereum goes to, let's say, $2,600, then definitely here around $2,000, that will be the area of interest where I would be adding to my long-term bags or opening a new swing Ethereum position. Then let's talk about some of the altcoins that are performing today that I was talking yesterday about. One of them is DYDX. Remember, guys, I told you, if we are here getting above $3.62, that would be an entry area for me, or here at $3.23 if we get it. So we actually got it. So I'm also here already in a position since $3.58, and I'm also looking for to take profit here above $4 for that position. Here on the 12-hourly chart, also still more room to go to the upside. So we can definitely see here in the next 24, 36 hours, potentially a push into that price vicinity and take here our first profit. Then SNX, also here we got here our break above $3.53 that we were looking for. Also here, that is still a good area to open a long position if you haven't opened one yet, because the next target is also $4.40. Let me actually look here at some indicators, because I actually did not do that. Oh yeah, so there's so much room here to the upside. We just start to turn bullish here on the 4-hourly chart. If we go to the daily chart, yeah, here the stochastic, also so much more room to go to the upside. Here's no divergence yet, so there's definitely still more room to go higher from here. Then sushi, sushi had a small correction to the downside. Remember, I told you, if we come back here to like $1.20 around that area, that would be a good area to re-long this, otherwise $1.30. So now it looks like that we are forming here somewhat of a bull pennant or a falling wedge, depends on how you want to look at it. So here, something like this. So if we treat it like a bull pennant, like a bull flag, and we break out, then the target should be $1.39.8. So I would be waiting here for that breakout because we are here on the 1-hourly chart. On the 4-hourly chart, we are starting to correct to the downside. But as long as we are more or less around the $1.20 area, I would consider open a position. If you are not so sure if you should do it or not, just wait here basically until the video comes out and check the chart if we are above that level or not. If we are above it, you can open a position. If not, then just wait. But I think $1.20 is a good area to add to your sushi position or to open a new one. Then Uniswap also. Here you got actually a gift, a big gift, that we came back here to $6.15. I told you guys yesterday that is an area that I'm looking at for opening a position, or at $6.45. So I opened 100% transparent. I opened like at $6.35, I think, a position yesterday on the way down, because I was thinking that here that level will give support. But it didn't, and it broke lower. But now we are back to the going to the upside. Here on the 15 minutes chart, I also see here right now a W pattern. So if this W pattern is playing out, then we are talking here about $6.48 approximately would be the technical target for that. So if you want to wait for that break at $6.30, wait for it on a 15 minutes chart. Then we get it, and then you can enter this and trade this also to the upside. If we go into higher time frames, here also correcting to the downside. The 1-hourly looks, I think, better. Yeah, the 1-hourly is bullish. When it comes to the indicators, everything screams, let's go higher. I'm going to show it to you. So here, buy signal on the stochastic, a bullish RSI, about to get a buy signal on the MACD, because also here again fading sell pressure on the MACD histogram. We get lighter red candles. This will flip in like maximum 2 hours. We'll get a green candle here on the MACD, and then we also see a continuation to the upside. One coin in particular that I'm interested in trading right now is Curve, because Curve has here on the daily chart broken this downward sloping trend line, which was a key line to be broken. And you can also make the argument that we have here. Actually, let me make this a little bit bigger. The argument that we have here a bull flag. That's a really big one, juicy one. So here the target is almost 84 cents. So now I'm considering opening a position here, because that is 41%. Actually, let me open a position here on BYBIT for CRV market. I want 10x leverage. I want it on cross, and I want $4,000. Yes. So you see here, I use $4,000 to make $16,000 potentially. So these are the kind of trades that you want to take. See, now I'm already in a slight profit, but yeah, nothing serious. But yeah, so these are the kind of trades that I like to take right now, where I take a little bit of money to make a big amount of money, a big chunk of money. Yes, so here the first take profit point is 66 cents approximately. Another one would be 79, and then the highest based on that bull flag, if we get there, would be 84 cents approximately. And here on the daily, you see here, based on the indicators, also so much more room to go to the upside. So we have here also the MACD tomorrow giving a buy signal. Stochastic RSI already trending to the upside. The RSI also in bullish territory. Nothing points to that we should go to the downside right now. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin again. Okay, Bitcoin gets here further rejection, but also here with the next 1 hourly candle, potentially 4 hourly candle, I expect continuation to the upside. This might be just a fake out before we continue higher. And you see here, actually, we broke that high now. I did not see that. That's why we are going to the downside. While we were here on recording this video, we broke it. We got above it, and you see, that's what I meant. We got immediately rejected from it. But that means the next time that we come up now, we will break it and continue to go higher. And that's what we want to see. Guys, that's it for today's video already. I hope you enjoyed it. Just one thing that I want to point out, my Signals group and my course are on a Black Friday sale right now. My signals are 50% off. Just contact my team in the Telegram channel. They will have all the info for you. And for my education program, just go to amcrypto.us. There are heavily discounted prices on my program right now. These prices for both, for the signals and for the course, for the education program, they will last only until Monday. And then I'm gonna raise all prices again. So take advantage of that. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, you like this video, also activate the bell, and I'm gonna see you then again tomorrow.